So we meet again, and this July video is all about the full moon, which is happening on Tuesday the 14th. And as always, whether we're aware of it or not, we are hugely influenced by the moon cycle. And the new and the full moon are kind of like markers in the lunar cycle. And the full moon is one that hugely influences us, whether we're aware of it or not, because the full moon that's happening is all about the peak of the lunar cycle. If you look up at the night sky, you'll see this huge round ball lighting up the skies. The sky is really alive when there's a full moon. And I always know that kind of nothing stays hidden under a full moon. Anything that's been suppressed, anything that's been hidden, often just comes out. We're given more information or feelings. I want to say it can explode on a full moon, but it doesn't sound very nice, does it? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that anything that's been suppressed, so there's often a kind of like, I don't know, a theme that some people say, gosh, I go crazy on a full moon. And that's often because leading up to a full moon, things are being pushed down. Things are just being felt, but they're not given space to breathe. And what happens when the full moon comes and in the atmosphere, there's loads of positive ions, and these positive ions really affect our blood flow. They constrict it. So if we've been feeling constricted and suppressed, the full moon, the positive ions, it kind of brings it all out. Sometimes in quite a powerful way, which is probably why all the horror movies have about like people changing into werewolves. Obviously we're not going to change into werewolves, but it's very much a case of, you know what? If you've been stuffing anything down, just notice that on a full moon it's likely to come out, and that's okay, because obviously everything needs, everything to be in balance. And even though it might be uncomfortable at the time, it's actually a really positive thing. It's a bit of a cleanse. Because a full moon is a time of heightened energy. There's loads more going on in a full moon. Now, if we think back to our ancestors, oh dear, I should have turned off my mail. It just beeped at me loudly. I'm just going to do that quickly now. And if we think back to our ancestors who lived in a time before electricity, so they were just naturally guided and in sync with the moon in the way that, that we don't have to be. We can just turn on a light. We don't have to worry about the fact that there's no moonlight in the sky. But typically on a full moon, our ancestors would have met together. There would have been loads more light, so they were generally feeling more sociable. They could celebrate. It was a time of festivity. Everyone was coming together. So it is. I think the Gaelic word for full moon also means good fortune. So it's a lovely time of kind of like getting together and feeling sociable and feelings being heightened. We might love more, we might cry more, it's more of everything. And it's a case of, rather than fearing that, it's actually a case of kind of allowing our bodies to release anything that's being stored away. And what you might notice is the theme of this full moon could be work, career, because this full moon is in the slightly more reserved sign of Capricorn. So what you might notice are your feelings are around work, or you might be wanting to work harder, or you might just want to be looking at your own work-life balance. But that's very much what Capricorn's probably not wanting to go out there and party like crazy. So you might feel yourself slightly more reserved than perhaps you would normally do on a full moon. And that's completely great. Capricorn's an amazingly hard-working, inspirational sign that's represented by the sea goat. Fantastic for overcoming adversity. So if there's any like troubles that are going on, any difficulties in the workplace, it's a really great opportunity to tap into that Capricorn energy and really just allow resolutions to naturally take place. If you just focus on something that you want to change or you want to have more information about, you'll be amazed at what gets presented during a full moon. So just notice that anything that you're feeling, it's very much moon related. It will pass. If you can just focus on letting it go, if you're feeling that it's uncomfortable, and if it's feeling fantastic and you're full of celebration and connection, or just really enjoy it, this is a time to make the most of however you're feeling.